There is a kind of pain that does not just hurt us. It teaches us to protect ourselves. After disappointment, betrayal, grief, neglect, or trauma, the heart often learns a new language. It learns to stay quiet. It learns to expect less. It learns to build walls before anyone has the chance to come close enough to wound it again. At first, this guardedness may feel like strength. It may feel like wisdom. It may even feel like peace. But over time, the same armor that once helped us survive can begin to separate us from the love, joy, vulnerability, and connection we still need. A guarded heart is not born from weakness. It is usually born from experience. When someone has been hurt repeatedly, their nervous system may begin to treat closeness as danger. Emotional shutdown, numbness, avoidance, and isolation can become protective responses. Trauma-informed research describes emotional numbness and withdrawal as common ways the brain and body protect a person from overwhelm. In the short term, shutting down can help someone function, avoid pain, and regain a sense of control. In the long term, however, it can make the world feel emotionally distant. This is why it is important to approach a guarded heart with compassion rather than shame. The person who seems cold may not be heartless. The person who avoids deep conversations may not be shallow. The person who says, "I don't need anyone," may have once needed someone who was not safe, present, or trustworthy. Their armor may have been created during a time in their life when softness felt dangerous. The problem is not that the armor existed. The problem begins when the person forgets they are allowed to take it off. Protection becomes harmful when it no longer protects peace, but prevents life. A boundary says, "This is what I need in order to stay safe and healthy." A wall says, "No one is allowed close enough to matter." Boundaries are flexible, intentional, and connected to self-respect. Walls are often rigid, fear-based, and automatic. Boundaries help us choose who deserves access to us. Walls can convince us that everyone is dangerous, even when someone is patient, kind, and trustworthy. For example, a healthy boundary might sound like, "I'm not ready to talk about that yet," or "I need time to myself tonight." A wall might sound like, "I will never let anyone know what I feel," or "If I care about someone, they will eventually hurt me." The first protects dignity and choice. The second protects against risk by removing connection altogether. The difference matters because healing is not about becoming available to everyone. Healing is about becoming safe enough within ourselves to recognize who is worthy of access. The metaphor of the guarded heart is powerful because armor is not the whole person. Underneath the armor is still softness. There may be grief, hope, fear, longing, tenderness, creativity, humor, affection, and a deep desire to be understood. The goal of healing is not to destroy every defense overnight. That would leave a person feeling exposed and unsafe. The goal is to gently examine each layer and ask, "Is this still protecting me, or is it keeping me trapped?" This kind of reflection allows scars to become wisdom instead of cages. A scar can teach discernment. It can remind us to move slower, listen to our intuition, notice red flags, and honor our needs. But a scar does not have to become a life sentence. Pain can inform us without controlling us. It can teach us to choose better without making us believe love, trust, or vulnerability are impossible. One of the healthiest lessons a person can learn is that boundaries do not require bitterness. You can say no without becoming cruel. You can leave what harms you without hating everyone who reminds you of the past. You can protect your peace without closing your heart to every form of closeness. Healthy boundaries create a doorway with a lock. Emotional walls remove the doorway completely. In practical terms, this means learning to pause before reacting. When the urge to shut down appears, it helps to ask, am I responding to what is happening right now? Or am I responding to what happened before? This question creates space between the old wound and the present moment. It does not force trust, it simply allows discernment. Sometimes the answer will be, this situation is not safe and I need distance. Other times the answer may be, this person is not the person who hurt me and I can stay open a little longer. Healing the guarded heart is not about rushing back into vulnerability. It is about rebuilding trust in stages. A person may begin by being honest with themselves first, naming what hurt, what changed, and what they now need. Then they may practice small moments of safe openness with people who have earned trust. This could mean admitting when something bothers them, asking for support, sharing a feeling, accepting kindness, or allowing themselves to be cared for without immediately pulling away. Research on post-traumatic growth suggests that people can experience meaningful positive change after adversity, including changes in self-understanding, relationships, and life philosophy. This does not mean trauma is good, deserved, or necessary. It means that pain does not have to be the end of the story. With support, reflection, and time, people can rebuild a life that is not defined only by what happened to them. If you're watching this and you recognize yourself in the guarded heart, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken, and you are not cold. You may simply have learned how to survive where softness did not feel safe. That survival response deserves respect, but you are also allowed to grow beyond it. You do not have to become permanently hardened to be protected. You can be wise and still be warm. You can have standards and still have compassion. You can keep boundaries and still allow love, friendship, creativity, and joy to reach you. Healing does not ask you to hand your heart to everyone. It asks you to stop punishing your future for what your past taught you to fear. So take your time. Be gentle with the parts of you that learn to close. Thank them for protecting you. Then slowly teach them that safety can also look like connection. Your heart can be guarded without being frozen. It can be careful without being closed. And little by little, with patience and intention, it can become soft again without becoming unsafe.